Hello and happy Halloween, everyone. I know originally in my last video I said I was going to be releasing a hearse related video for the month of October, but como se dice, I'm broke. I'm gonna have to postpone that video for another couple videos where I get more work done on the hearse in the time being, but I still wanted to release a spooky video for this month, so no worries. And if you want to fund my hearse project directly, I highly recommend checking out my streams on Thursday nights. I stream video games. You can donate in the chat or shop my website at www.vampiredoll.com. Sorry, I had to do a self promo. Let's get into this. So like I said before, I really did want to release some kind of spooky video for this month. I am still trying to figure out exactly what kind of content I want to post on this channel. I'm kind of just going with the flow, but I do take a lot of inspiration from the two creators Tub and Windigoon. I love their more icebergy style type videos, and by no means am I saying that I'm becoming an iceberg channel. I'm not. But I am a neurodivergent with a hyperfixation focus in old school horror video games. Yeah, girl loves Left 4 Dead. I'm sorry, but Left 4 Dead has my entire heart and soul. That is my game. I love it so much. Maybe it's because there's another character in Left 4 Dead 1 named Zoe, but like, guys, you think I like it just a little bit. Along with my hyperfixation in Left 4 Dead and older horror video games, I love spooky video game Easter eggs. Even if the game itself is not a spooky game itself, but it has an Easter egg that is spooky somewhere in the plot line or in the game, I'm obsessed. I love that kind of stuff. So this video in particular is just an amalgamation of some of my favorite spooky Easter eggs in video games, some more well known in the video game community, some less. And by no means am I saying I'm the person who found all of these Easter eggs. I will be crediting other creators throughout the video, both on screen and in the description. I will be linking where I found this. So I'm making sure my citations are cited. I am not stealing the credit of anybody else's actually finding and research into this. I will be sure to credit, because like, I'm not gonna steal your guys' thunder, that's so mean. And by no means am I claiming that this is an iceberg of every single spooky video game Easter egg ever. This is just some of my personal favorites. And if there are other video game Easter eggs that you want me to research more on, that you want me to actually check out and do a video on, please comment them down below. I am always open to learning about something new. And especially when it comes to, like, low-key my favorite. I love video game Easter eggs. They're so cool. And if you're lucky, there's a chance that I might even check out whatever Easter egg you guys comment on my live stream on Thursday evening, so you can get my live reaction of like finding it. So before I keep yapping, let's get into my favorite video game Easter eggs. Sorry about that. Needed a spooky location change. So let's start with my beloved hyperfixation game, Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. Throughout the Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 series, you are introduced to an amalgamation of special infected that are mutated from the original zombie virus to have special capabilities. There is the Charger, the Hunter, the Spitter, the Jockey, the Tank, the Witch, the Boomer, and the Smoker. But did you know there was supposed to be a 9th special infected? Introducing the Screamer, a special infected with comparable abilities to both the Boomer and the Witch. The original game files for the Screamer were found by Left 4 Dead fans, and it turns out that they recycled the audio for the Screamer for the Hunter.
Do you know in Left 4 Dead, the Hunter's scream originally came from a cut special infected called the Screamer. This exact scream was recycled from the Screamer as the warning for a Hunter's pounce attack.
And those original unused game files were then used as a blueprint for this DLC content you can download in the Steam Left 4 Dead workshop if you want to turn your Boomer into the Screamer and see what he would look like in-game. It is a little laggy, I will say, but it looks pretty cool.
Watch out! Oh,
wait, where's the Boomer? Don't kill it, don't kill it, don't kill it. Where is it, where is it?
Bang old Boomer.
I think behind us. Oh, well,
look at him, look at him, look at him. That's a Screamer, that's not a Boomer, that's a Screamer. Personally, I do not know why Valve decided to leave him out so last minute. It might just be that he was too similar to the Witch and the Boomer, but either way, I think he's really cool. Staying in the theme of Left 4 Dead, I actually have an Easter egg that the game developers left in the game for us to find. In the first chapter of the campaign mission The Last Stand, there will be a main house, and behind the main house will be a closed shed. If you hit the door of the closed shed with a melee weapon 50 times, it will open and present a room covered in the signatures of all the game developers. Okay, yeah, so this is the secret room, and all of these are the signatures of the people who worked on it.
Help me!
Oh no, oh no, oh no!
I hit E on the keyboard and it gave me a critical.
I know this isn't exactly a spooky Easter egg, it's more of just like a cool find. Now I don't know if this one is as much of an Easter egg as it is just something cool that Valve did, but they collaborated with Dead by Daylight, so you can play as Left 4 Dead characters in Dead by Daylight, and you guys know already that I do my main Zoe every time, of course. I think it's just a really cool collaboration, and I like that I get to play my favorite characters in my other favorite game. Now my fourth and final Left 4 Dead Easter egg is not actually in Left 4 Dead at all. Another very well loved Valve game is Payday 2, and did you know that the universe that Payday 2 takes place in is actually the same universe as Left 4 Dead? This is further proven by both of the chapters in Left 4 Dead 1 and Payday No Mercy, where they actually reference the witch in Left 4 Dead.
These are the creepiest video game Easter eggs. From the mission No Mercy and Payday, you're in a hospital that may look quite familiar. That's because it's the same hospital from Left 4 Dead. Here you'll notice a patient almost look like they're turning into a zombie. Towards the end of the mission, you see all these body bags, and if you look at them long enough, some will start to move. Near the front desk, there's this locked closet, and if you look through the window for just a few seconds, the same crying witch from Left 4 Dead will jump scare you. Essentially, Payday takes place right before the outbreak we see in Left 4 Dead.
So this is the first ever infected that started the entire zombie breakout in Left 4 Dead. Okay, I'm scared. Oh, flash. What? Nothing? Here, let's try this again. Still no witch in here. Still nothing. What the hell, witch? Where are you? I gotta see. Still no witch. What the heck? Can you open this? Why is there no witch in here? Myth busted. Not myth busted. It's supposed to be real. I don't know why I can't seem to find the witch in Payday. I think I'm doing something wrong, and if you guys know what I'm doing wrong, comment it down below. Now moving on to a much more well-known and well-loved game across the video game community, GTA 5. I know there's a million Easter eggs for all of GTA's history, and if you guys want a more in-depth iceberg video on everything creepy and kooky that has happened in GTA's history, let me know. But for this video in particular, we're just going over some of my personal favorite Easter eggs in GTA 5, and I'm gonna be including some footage of me and my friends trying to find them. March 15th, 1978. Tragedy strikes the cliffs. It was an accident, claimed the heartbroken husband. A young husband was made a widower yesterday in an incident in the cliffs of the eastern Blaine County. John Jock Cranley, 26, and his wife Jolene Cranley Evans, 22, were walking by the cliffs overlooking the El Gordo Lighthouse when a dispute ended with Mrs. Cranley Evans falling to her death. Now in present-day GTA 5, if you go to the northeastern part of your map on Mount Gordo at 11 o'clock at night game time, a ghastly apparition of a woman will appear upon the rocks, which happens to be the one and only Jolene Cranley Evans. On this episode of Ghost Hunter. Exactly.
Human Torch.
Wait, I see her! I see her!
where?
I wanna be your friend! Oh my god, guys! I'm standing with her! Oh,
Wait,
sorry,
what the
Salem.
heck? I wonder what happens.
She's
What happens if
screwed.
you shoot the Bud Johnson at 3 in the
You
morning?
just tased me!
Oh, and there's blood right there too. So like,
Your favorite paint.
Jock, which actually makes complete sense because her former lover and murderer's nickname was Jock. Staying in the realm of urban legends and cryptic creatures, did you know that in GTA, Bigfoot and aliens with UFOs are all real? Just a lot of the time you have to get 100% through the story mode of GTA, and I am an online girly. I do not have the time for that, so here's a video that much better explains it than I do.
Number 3. Bigfoot. An elusive Bigfoot can be found in the woods, referencing the myth that has intrigued players in previous GTA games. 1. Mount Chiliad Mystery. The mural on Mount Chiliad and the hidden UFOs scattered around the game world have sparked numerous player theories and investigations. Number 2. Aliens in GTA 5. The game features various alien-related Easter eggs, including the spaceship parts mission, the crashed UFO at the bottom of the ocean, and the alien egg found in a remote cabin. Number 10. Frozen Alien. In a nod to the science fiction film The Thing, players can discover a frozen alien encased in the ice of the prologue mission's prologue.
But luckily enough for us online players that don't have the time to go through and finish our story mode, every year around Halloween time, Rockstar puts out Halloween events, and this year's Halloween events are ghost pictures, possessed animals in the woods, UFO sightings, and as always every year they do phantom cars.
What is this? Ah! What is this? Help me!
Oh, it's one of the ghost vehicles. The ghost vehicle. It's chasing Brandon, the ghost vehicle.
Ah!
What the heck?
Well, Zoe got more than.
But not all GTA Easter eggs are just urban legends or cryptic creatures. Some of them are based off of true stories, which makes them all the more creepier. Located in the heart of the Mount Chiliad State Wilderness is the Altruist Camp, a camp of which I'm not going to show too much of on YouTube or I'll be demonetized. And if you're a child, I do not recommend you go out looking for this cult. It is very creepy, but what makes it creepier is, did you know that it's loosely based off of a real event? And this is not the first time Rockstar makes an Easter egg loosely based off of real life events, which is actually the perfect interlude into my next game. Keeping things in the theme of Rockstar games, we're moving to another game called Red Dead Redemption 2. I love Red Dead personally, and for a cowboy game you wouldn't think there is as many spooky undertones as there is, but there's a lot. Sometime in the 1870s, between Emerald Station and La Grasse, you would have found the successful Aberdeen pig farm ran by Mr. and Mrs. Aberdeen and their two children, Tammy and Bray. As the Aberdeen children got older, their intentions proved to be more sinister. Both children wanted to have an incestuous relationship with each other. Tensions reached an all-time high in the Aberdeen household as the parents did not approve of their relationship. It's rumored that Mr. Aberdeen's reaction to their preposterous relationship became physically violent, but the sibling lovers had their own plan. Tammy and Bray Aberdeen murdered their parents in cold blood to continue on their relationship, taking their parents' remains and stowing them away in their bedroom for further years to come. The unexpected passing of Mr. and Mrs. Aberdeen led to the dismay of the Aberdeen pig farm, but food was still put on the table as the siblings turned to cannibalism. Now 20 plus years later after their murder, in current day Red Dead 1899, you can visit this couple at the Aberdeen pig farm and have some interesting interactions with them. They're cannibals, but they're not just cannibals, they're brother and sister, but they're not just brother and sister. It's some so it makes it all the more eerie that she's cooking what you can assume is human remains. Unfortunately, their storyline is only unlockable in the story mode like GTA, and I'm an online player, so for this portion of the video for Red Dead's sake, I will be referencing a lot of a Strange Man channel and Strange Man on YouTube. He makes amazing Red Dead content. I 110% recommend checking out his channel. But just when you thought that this Easter egg couldn't get any more disturbing, it does. Cause did you know that this is based off of a true story? Here are the Bender Mounds. Named for the infamous Bender family, John, his wife, son, and daughter named Kate, who settled here in 1871. Kate soon gained notoriety as a self-proclaimed healer and spiritualist, but secretly the four made a living through murder and robbery. Located on a main road, the Benders sold meals and supplies to their travelers. Their murders were carried out by use of a canvas curtain that divided the house into two rooms. When a traveler was seated at the table, his head outlined against the curtain. The victim was then dispatched from behind with a hammer, and the body was dropped into the basement pit, later to be buried in an orchard. As more travelers disappeared, suspicion began to center on the Benders. They disappeared in the spring of 1873, shortly before inquisitive neighbors discovered the victims' bodies. The Benders are believed to have killed about a dozen people, including one child. Although stories abound, the ultimate fate of the murderous Bender family is uncertain. Some say that they escaped, others say that they were executed by a vengeful posse. Their story is unresolved and remains one of the great unsolved mysteries of the Old West. And not mentioned on this historical marker, but the son and daughter of the Bender family also have a very questionable relationship, like Tammy and Bray Aberdeen, so very closely related. Also, I think this is an updated historical marker because I read the old historical marker for this crime, and it's wild, bro. You know, the old historical marker was all fine and well until it said Kate, a self-proclaimed healer and spiritualist, and reported to be a beautiful, voluptuous girl with a tigerish grace, was the leading spirit of her murderous family. Hey, yo, that's like saying, oh, I don't care that she's, you know, risen up her brother over there and killing people. She voluptuous. She got body. Kate Bender was fine as hell. Whoever wrote this historical marker was down bad. And surprisingly enough, this is not the only time in Red Dead Redemption 2 that Rockstar directly references an in real life event. And that brings us to our next Easter egg. Blackwater Athletics team missing. Friends fear they have been foully dealt with. Members of the Blackwater Athletics team are still missing, and their friends and family are excited by the gravest of fears. They were last seen leaving the north edge of town for a group athletics run, and although the most thorough of searches have been made for them, they cannot be found. Certain facts around the disappearance have given a cause of suspicion. The affair has created sensation in Blackwater and the surrounding community. They departed on a run and intended to return that same evening. Their friends are making a diligent search, and the police in neighboring areas have been notified. At first, there were rumors that they had been kidnapped by Indians. Side note, that's the game's word, not mine. I know it's indigenous people. I would not say that. That's just what Red Dead says. However, this appears to be false, as no tribes have engaged in theft of livestock or kidnapping in some years. The Blackwater Athletics team were training for a competitive meet next month and were expected to make top honors in fencing, wrestling, and baseball. So in your in-game map, outside of Blackwater, south of the second L in tall trees, you will find a giant unmarked grave. Bodies of the Blackwater Athletics team are identified by their Blackwater Athletics uniform, but dismembered into the shape of a B for the Blackwater Athletics team. And similar to the last Easter egg, in story mode you could unlock an entire side quest storyline on finding the original killer of the Blackwater Athletics team and bringing him to justice. But since I'm just an online player, I have been referencing Strange Man on YouTube once again. I definitely recommend checking out his Red Dead content. It's super in-depth, super helpful. And unfortunately with this one, it is in fact based off of a real-life event, one that did not happen that long ago. On October 11th, 2009, a Colombian amateur football team known as Los Maniceros was approached by a group of armed men. Said men murdered the athletics group in grotesque ways, and there was only one survivor. Said terrible incident is now known as the Los Maniceros Massacre. It's an incredibly sad and unfortunate event, especially when you consider that some of the athletes were only teenagers. I have nothing but respect and condolences for the family members and friends of the past athletes, and this is by no means to make light of a very serious and scary situation. This is just to point out that Rockstar took loose inspiration from the Los Maniceros Massacre to create the Blackwater Athletics team. Now to end this list on a more goofy note, we need to have an honorable mention of the best game to ever happen to history, Goat Simulator. As funny as Goat Simulator is, in all seriousness, Goat Simulator actually has a really creepy Easter egg.
I'm sure most of us are familiar with Goat Simulator, the game where you literally free roam as a goat. While on the map, there's a cemetery you can go to, and upon entering, the colors and music start to change, and you're then greeted with Slender Goat. There's also references to Stephen King's Pet Cemetery, and by this tree, you can find a man sobbing as all these creepy whispers play around him.
Okay, wind turbines. Okay, the vibe's changing. Okay. You know, this would be a lot more ominous if this random pedestrian wasn't. Okay, Slender Goat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's scary, alright. That is unnerving at best. Oh, I head.
Oh.
It's a
Oh,
dog.
I'm fighting
Oh,
you.
okay.
Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. Did I kill him?
Wait, there it is. I think.
I'm beefing with Slender Goat. He keeps like spawning all over the map now he's in the woods. Baby, for real. That is unnerving.
Oh, there's this guy over here crying and slender goats in the woods behind him. And if you go up near him, you can hear a bunch of whispers. I'm gonna headbutt him too.
Sorry. Stop mourning your lost lover. Get out of here. Bam!
Okay.
Slender Goat, I'm coming back for you. Round two, round two.
He doesn't fight back. Anyways, that was pretty much it. That's the creepy Easter egg in Goat Simulator. What is going on, guy? Yeah, that Slenderman goat is creepy as hell. And with that, that concludes some of my personal favorite spooky video game Easter eggs. And like I said before, this is by no means a every video game Easter egg ever iceberg. But if in the future you guys do want me to do more in-depth icebergs on specific Easter eggs and topics, do not hesitate to let me know down in the comments because I'll for sure check them out. Don't forget to check out my socials down in the description. Also, the sources I've cited for this video should also be linked down in the description. So please go give those creators some love. They deserve it. And thank you so much for watching. Have a very spooky, happy Halloween if you guys celebrate. And if you don't celebrate, just have a good day. And bye! Testing, 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 testing means an Easter onto a more well-known and well-loved across the video game community. Testing. This is how loud I would talk. I would talk pretty loud. Can you hear that pretty well?